Testing, testing. Okay, I hope my connection's better today. We'll see. Yeah. Let's look at what I did yesterday. Just to recap. Yeah, upload and validate builds via stream. So I've been anxious about the Steam distribution. First, how it works, how complicated it will be. And it's complicated, but not that bad. And the second worry I had was how many things I needed to change in the executables for them to be for them to work with Steam. So I uploaded just the preview here, those two, and tested them on the so I uploaded them and then I set them live for the on the developer branch so that I can test them with Steam. Then I installed Steam on this machine, on this hard drive, on the Linux hard drive, and logged in. The Steam is in my the game is in my library, and I downloaded it, and it just works. So there was nothing I had to do. I just set it up, and it works out of the box. Then I did the same thing with the Windows hard drive. I downloaded Steam, logged in, downloaded the game, and ran it, and it also just works. So that's a huge win. On Linux, it uses runtimes that are basically containers to run your game, but that also wasn't an issue. So the way I make the builds right now works for Steam. So that's great. Then I finished adding snow, and I also made the dirt region more interesting with grass, and one grass region more interesting with dirt. So how that looks is, if I go into the editor, so there's snow all over the middle regions, which is mountainous or highlands. Then there's snow up here in the north. And if we go down here, I have dirt specks or patches where there was only grass before. And where is it? Here. this was all stone, but I've added grass to mix it up. I think it looks much better now, much more interesting. And the same here with this region. I've added grass. So the main component is these dirt tiles, but I added grass to make it more interesting. So it looks much more finished now. And that took, I don't know, maybe 4 hours, 3 hours, something like that. More to 4, yeah, well, actually about 4 hours, because I did it in 2 days. I split it across 2 days. So I'm pretty happy with that right now. What I'm still hassling with, that's another point here on the next window, right? On the, it's actually the wrong one. Confusing my to-do list with the website. Yeah, actually, let's continue with this first. I'll get to what I wanted to talk about in just a second. So make interiors vary in color. I've just so these are one layer. This is layer 1, the interiors. So they are now green or brown, not all this brown color. And there's also stone color. So that just mixes things up a bit. It's not ideal, but I'll go over them again in a later pass. Yeah, and this is layer 2. What you see here is not in the game. That's things I created, dungeons I created, but they are stripped right now because I don't have the time to create giant dungeons, but I'll come back to that. So these are the dungeons that are in the game, and I made this one green, and there's another one. Here's another one that's brown, and another green one here, and yeah, this is a gray one. So one to-do I have is to make these larger. They are basically the same size as the interiors, which can just be one building like this one here. But I want them to be larger and I want them to be linear. But that'll have to wait for at least a week. So yeah, that's what I did. Then more color and lighting balancing. That's still a huge pain. I'm constantly tweaking knobs to make it atmospheric, but also readable. So this is actually a bit dark. I'm not quite sure if I like that. But that's night. Let's see if I can get this to drop me daylight. So this is daylight. And what I've been tweaking is the vignette. So there's the actual lighting in the light map, and there's a vignette laid on top of that. That's why everything gets dark at the corners. And the strength of that vignette has also been quite difficult to dial in, because yeah, on the one hand, if it's too narrow, the game gets really confusing. It gets really hard to parse what's happening. You know, because you only have this small context window. And on the other hand, if I make it too wide, then it loses all the mood that the vignette brings. And what's most difficult is the water. So water is, and I'm not talking about the particles, the white dots. I'm talking about the actual water down there. These things, they are basically invisible. And that's because if you look at the sprite map, it's all in pure white, but the water tiles are in gray. So, and the problem is this gray tone is too dark. And I have another one that's the next one up is too bright. So I'm stuck in the middle, and I can only have either too dark or too light. And that's because I only have these colors. Ignore the blue tint. That's still not sure why that's there. But it's these four, I believe. Yeah, and that's the ramp. This one's too dark and this one's too light. And the problem is that these colors are used all over the game, so I don't want to change the palette. And in perfect light, so perfect daylight, like here in the editor, it's as I would want it to be. But yeah, I'm still figuring this one out. Then gameplay tweaks and fixes. That is just let me think. What did I do? So I'm not that happy with the entities that I've changed, so I'm going to change them back. And I think there was a problem with pushing the boulders onto enemies, and I'll have to fix that. That is, you can only steamroll an enemy if there's space behind the enemy in the direction of pushing, which is yeah, not that great. Then I created a short that went pretty well views wise, and I gained, I think it's 4 wish lists since yesterday. Is that true? I think so. I think yesterday it was 28 and today is 32. So that's pretty awesome. I've got some nice comments as well, which is encouraging. And I'll make another one today. Yeah, so speaking of today, I've gone over the to-dos again, just rearranged them, and the next real goal is to get to a point where I can start the situation pass, I've called it. It's just like doing a pass over the world and creating situations for the player. And for that I need these 4 things. That's actually I don't need that one. That one's here. I need stationary monsters that cannot move. I think I'll make thorns that act like bushes that you can destroy, but it'll cost you health. Then, but that may be too adjacent to traps. Let me think about that. Because traps in a corridor also force you to lose health in order to progress. This would be the same. So maybe they only hurt you when you bump into them. And they could then be a parkour course. Imagine a small channel that you can walk through, and it's beset by these thorns. So you have to do really precise movement inputs or you get hurt. That could be fun. Let's try that one first. Then sleeping enemies at night. I'm not sure if that might be pretty simple. So I set a flag on the entities, on the objects, that says this entity, this object, for example, let's say a wolf is sleeping. Actually, let's call it this wolf sleeps. So then if it's night, the entity will spawn with a is sleeping flag, and entities with that flag are not alerted by the player. Or even better, they are not as easily alerted. So right now how it works in the game, it's super simple. Every time the hero moves, it checks the entities around it. If they are enemies, basically if the entity it checks would attack the player and it's in range, then it's set to be in combat. That's just a flag. Well, it's not a flag, it's a counter. So when the hero moves, he increments the in combat counter of all enemies around him. And enemies in combat just use their combat routines. So that means if the player leaves, then the combat counter decreases and they slowly become non-hostile again. That's how it works. And I call it a ping. So the player pings, the hero pings all the entities around him. And if an enemy is sleeping, I can just increase the range in which let's decrease the range in which the entity will be activated and set into combat. So that should actually be pretty easy. And of course then remove the sleeping flag and add particles, little Z's that float up regularly. So that should be pretty easy. And then the third one is secret doors that look like walls. So I want there to be secrets because one of the themes of the game is discovery, one of the core themes. So if I take the door that I have, there are not many doors in the game right now, but they are actually not sure where to look, but let's just place one. So go here and add a door, then I can open this door, close it. If I step on it and press action, if I walk against it, it opens and also reveals what's behind it. So it's completely black on the left in darkness. If I open the door, then I get a glimpse of the room. Maybe more effective here. Kind of. Yeah, so that's the vignette for the underground. That's too strict, too constricted. And that's a uniform, and let's say it's 12. Well, that didn't help much. That might also be the light map. Anyways, so how hidden doors would work? It's actually not that easy when I look at this. So the idea is that I have a secret room and there's a door that looks just like a wall. So you might be able to discern that there's something there, but you'd have to press right against this wall for it to open. And then you have access to this room. And of course there would be loot in there or something like that. Maybe monsters. But the problem is, as I've realized just now, is that the sprite for the door, I would do it I would place them like this. I would make an opening and then just use the fake door that would have a height that's the same as this wall, so you wouldn't be able to distinguish the real wall from the door, and the sprite for the door would have to match the wall. Would also have to match this. That's actually tricky. So because this, if this was a secret door, the sprite would have to be a dash. This one would have to be a vertical, what's it called again? A vertical dash, if that's a thing. So that's a problem. And as you can see, this sprite right here curves to the left. But if there was a actual wall here, would be this connecting piece. So I could have if I limit myself to straight patches, because here that wouldn't be a problem, I could just use this sprite for the door. And yeah, I could place one here with a vertical dash. But there might be an easier way. What I could also do is, so theoretically, and I haven't tried it quite a while, but theoretically, all the terrain in the game can be changed at runtime. So I could add a flag to this wall. Let's abuse this mode. I could add a flag that says this wall is destructible. And then if the player walks into it, it just gets removed. I can do that by just altering the tile, depressing the height, and then setting this blue rectangle that you see. This one, that's one block. If I set this one to dirty, then it'll get retessellated in the next frame. So this wall will disappear. And it also won't show up in the, yeah, if I alter the tile data, then I can walk through it. I'm thinking about if this might still be recognized as an obstacle, but I don't think so. So I could do it that way as well. That might actually be the easier way, because then I don't have to contend with these issues over here, with these sprites for the doors. How do I How do I recognize if the player walks into this? So I mean, it's a normal move command. So let's look at that. That's a nav. So it checks if there's a path there. And path is, it checks if there's a tile. It doesn't check elevation. Elevation check is here. So it checks if there's a tile at all. Then it checks if it's an edge. Okay, that will fail. Edge means just a border. So that'll fail straight away. And not let the player do something. So I'd have to, before the path check, I'd have to check if what do we call this function? Let's say brittle or something. So if this is a brittle wall, then don't do the move, don't do any of this. But I'm sorry. Something like this. Collapse the wall. And then return 0 because we didn't move, but could in the future. So that might actually be all there is to it. I mean, this would have to clean up the tile, remove the flag, reduce the height. The wall must not be a different height than 1 away from where the player stands. So it'll just get reduced by 2 in height. That looks so much better than the other solution. Even though it's circumventing the entities. Well, yeah, a problem is, what if I want to make this wall locked? Oh, just got an idea. Okay, let's not make this a flag, but let's make this an entity that looks like this, or something that is basically invisible. But can I actuate this? Don't think I can. Let's try this with a box. Okay, that box disappears. Why does it go? Okay, the game removes all entities on ledges. That's why it looks different when I play it. Is there a reason why it does that? Other than cosmetic? Don't think so. So let's remove that code. So it could be an entity on the wall that you actuate, and I can put the locked logic in that entity. If it's activated, then it'll destroy the wall it's on. So that's the best of both worlds. Edge. Remove stuff from edges. Let's not do that. Okay, I think that's... Yeah, I should have done that a while ago. It's much better. So if I now go down to a dungeon, preferably with hidden walls, or that was one of these. Yeah, let's place one here or here. Maybe not with water. So I have this hidden room here. I put the chest on it, but I can't get to it. And that makes sense. But in this case, I would want to get to it. I could make a check. Let's save this. 1447392. That is in interact. Don't use stuff out of reach, except porch. Okay, that doesn't make sense. But I can say, and the entity is not in extra. Category extra. No. Secret. How do I call this? Let's call it wall. Wall is not bad. So if the absolute elevation change between the tile I'm standing on and the one I'm trying to reach is greater than the step height, then return 0, unless it's a wall. The entity on top of the wall is named wall. And then I call use on it, and that will collapse it down. So let's actually implement this. I need this, I need structs. Do I make this extra? Yeah. Oops. Better sound. Or what do I make this? Prop. Trap. Tool. Oh, these are items. Oh, these are subcategories. So these are all just props. Yeah. Wall. Prop 14. Secret. Wall. Door. Secret door in a wall. Collapser. Let's go in the globals and look for shrub. After that, get the wall. It's 2 times entity height. No, it's not. It's looking the same way as light does, which is conveniently below. So that's the star sprite. Oh, actually, that's not what I need spot. Okay, that doesn't exist. Was it the ripple then? Okay, let's make this 0. Okay, yeah, it's 3. Then let's make this yellow. And it's invisible. Secret wall. Stupid name, but I'll immediately know what I mean by that. Okay, so now we have the entity. We have this check overridden. Where was the other thing? That was in... Is it here? Collapse. Oops. What am I doing? That's a nav, okay. So yeah, this goes. On movement, yeah, I mean that's up there. Actually, let's check out this file. So it's clean. And then in entity use, let's plug in case wall. What I want to do is collapse. Oops. Capital, please. Yeah, collapse the wall underneath. So for that I need the tile. Wow, just one tile at this whole thing. It's mine, it doesn't matter. Struct tile. If the tile at I think it's E, yeah. The entity position, that is the secret wall position. X, Y, L, that's 0. Then break. Otherwise, not sure if I don't need to add checks here. Otherwise, the tile height is minus equal 2. And I'll have to set the block dirty so it's retassellated. And that's with this one. Dirty block, and that's E p.x divided by block width, block height. How does it do that? Oh, okay, it finds it. Block list is not ordered. So I have to remove the, because it's an edge, I have to remove the edge flag. And then retessellate. And then what do I do? Return 1? Oh yeah, return 1 if there's a turn elapsed. So yeah, that will cost a turn. I should play a sound effect. Let's just play. I have something with rubble. Actually, let's just test this. So that's 1447 392. Okay, that's lucky that I landed there. Okay, entities, props. There's a secret wall. And I can't actuate it. That's okay. Let's print if this arrives here. Which I'm pretty sure it won't. Yeah. Actually, where does that message come from, editor? Why is that unlocked? What? Oh, that was the stupid command I did. Okay. Okay, it doesn't arrive here. Oh, that's entity type. Yeah, no wonder it doesn't. Not reading the print. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That belongs here. Did I just... Okay. So 1, 4, 4, 7, 2. Doesn't work. See if it's correct this time. So prop. Where's the wall? Oh, under port. Dude. It needs to be here. And I destroyed the door. Yeah, these large skeletons of switch statements are hard to pass, but it still doesn't work. Okay, prop, wall. This should work now. Wall is a prop. Okay. So let's look at the activation code again. Interact. It gets the other entity. Let's see where it fails. So it gets the entity in the direction. Don't interact with hostiles. Okay. Oh, if size is 0, return 0. Great. That makes sense. So let's make the wall a normal height. I mean, it doesn't matter, it's invisible. Oh. So yeah, it works, but it's moving the wall further down. So it has to destroy itself. Kill entity yourself. That might be enough. Okay, walking here, I think there might be a secret wall here. Oh. Okay, it's splatting on the floor, and it shouldn't. So let's just use what kill entity uses, and that is it adds the dead flag to itself, and that's it. I mean, I have a garbage collector running each frame. Actually, not each frame. Each. I hope it's each turn. Anyway, it gets cleaned up if it has the dead flag. Yeah. So that might be enough. I don't like how dark the night is. That's too much. And ladies and gentlemen, we have it. And this will stay open for the rest of the run because I'm modifying the tile data, and that's in the save file. So that's cool. So I can now go in here and see, oh, there might be something there. And then voila. Okay, let's look at sound effect. For that, I'll mute music. Decrease this. Actually, I can leave this up. And sorry, I'm rearranging. Okay, let's click play first. And then is that too loud? Testing. I think that's okay. Okay, that's a bit Was it distorted? Where is the stone stuff? Okay, there's stones. Oh, this program. Well, I need a sound where it's immediately obvious that it's stone. This one would have been nice. Let's look at the ones back here. Okay, I think it has to be. Come on. I mean, this sounds perfect, but I only want a really small sound. Maybe I just add a longer one. Not this long, but that? Maybe this one. That's good enough, I think. So okay. Um, um, yeah, let me leave the music off for just another second. So this is 3 million. Come on, 3, 5, 6, 3, 7, 1. And 3 million and something. So here I can then say play the wall open sound, and that's with a volume, I think. Oh, I'm stupid. I could have just OBS. Okay, I'm going to turn this up, but I'm hearing myself as well, so should be able to tell the volume. So 1447392. That's good, I think. Pretty good. Let's turn the music back on. And that should be it for that feature. Edge cases, I'll fix them when they come up. So that is in the to-do file. Secret doors. That was pretty fast. And pretty clean as well. don't think there will be complications, but you never know. So stationary monsters. Let's look at the entities. And undo some of the changes I did. But yeah, when I do this situation path, I might really realize what kind of entities and enemies I need. So that's all coming. But I'm actually on track to start this today, which is nice. So let's commit this first. Add collapsible walls. Okay, looking at the entities. I think I can finally remove this, which was all the sprites, because I'm only using letters. So Jackal. Fast and stalking with less health. Replaced the wolf. I like the wolf, but what? Maybe I'll add the wolf back. Yeah, because the worm... Actually, that is the wolf. I haven't changed these IDs, so... Yeah, the moth the raptor turned into a moth. Don't like that very much. Let's turn back into a raptor. Color is C, green. This A for spiders only works if they are purple. For me at least. Otherwise, if this is brown, it'll look like an ant. Then robber. I could rename this looter, but this L just doesn't cut it for me for some reason. I'm not sure. Maybe I've spent too much time with this. But yeah, this the snake is a snake again. Then a scorpion might actually turn into a yellow jacket, but I like the scorpion more. So let's just use a different color. Reuse letters but different colors. That's the strategy for now. Zombies, let's turn them back into undead. Zombies is too... to 80s action movie. They are slow, then Panther. Panther is a panther again, even though I can't go less bright than the gray color, that's stone color. I could make this a puma. Is that a word in English? Okay, you call it a cougar. Also called puma, mountain lion. And panther. Well, it's called everything. But I'd like to have a cat. Could call it mountain lion, but I like single word enemy names right now. So the bear is also there. Let's increase the bear. Is that health? Yeah. And skeleton, also S, because why not? What I haven't thought of is all these should be distinguishable by sound by the end of it. So they should make sounds. That might actually be an important part. Important task. So the snake gets less health. What else? Otherwise it's fine, I think. I hope it's health and then the attack roll. Okay. Oh yeah. Spider is a ranged enemy and I should add an archer. Yeah. What is plant? No, oh, that's panther. That's a puma. No. Why did I rename it? Panther is fine. Okay, archer. It's 12. And that should be fine. I'm still unsure about the undead because they... I want them to be affected by magic. And that turned them into what they are. I don't want it to be a disease or maybe a poison. Not sure what I'm talking about, but I don't want them to be your stereotypical zombies. But anyways. Okay, we have wolves, we have the dinosaurs. I don't have a mammoth or any of the other large docile creatures. And I can make these. Make them. Well, the problem is animals are now all lowercase. But a mammoth should be uppercase. No idea. I'll tinker with it some more. So stationary monsters that cannot move. Thorns, that's the actual task. So I want a thorn. Or is that a trap? Probably a trap. Wait, what was it? Hurt on bump. Let's think about that more for a second. So I have well, I have use. And that works on everything. So if I say case trap and then switch on the, this is annoying, but okay. If I switch on the thorn, oh, what else could I name this? What are they called? The thorny bushes. Brambles? That's better. So if I use one of these, which means I walk up to it and into it, press into it, then it does damage. And does it destroy itself? That's basically the same thing that I discussed earlier. Now the question is, how do I represent them so that they are distinguishable from bushes? Maybe I just make them brown. Brown bushes would be economic. Bush. Bramble. So that's exactly the same, but it's brown. And then what does the bush do? Okay, a bush is attacked. That's different. Wow, this is... So I want the player to step onto it after it's gone. Immediately. Maybe? Probably. Or I could not destroy it. Put it on the floor. Oh, that's a good idea. But where do I put the code? That's in Stomp then. Okay. So I make it 0 height. And in oh, come on. I've just removed that. And in the stomp function, in the brambles, I damage the player by 1. So they are spread out on the floor. Where's my blue tint? There it is. Okay, that's better. Let's try brambles. Okay, would like a number. Attack. There's the number. Does that work? Okay. Okay, let's make it a 50-50 chance. And I'm not sure if I want these to move in the wind. And they should make the sound. Okay. Yeah, should not move. No waving. That's pretty good. I would like them to have another sprite, perhaps. Which one is it? Is it? Yeah, this one. That's not going to work. Let's put it here. And I haven't remembered what it was. It's 370. Okay, let's plop some down. And let's see. That's actually not all bad, but also not that great. Maybe something like this. So I would actually want them to be the same height as the player. But I'm limited by the engine here. Because height is equated with the ability to walk over things. Right now at least. It was different a while ago, but I consolidated. I mean, that's not bad. Yeah, it needs to be a different sprite. And this one is unique, so that's good. But I'm not sure if I want it this way around or this way around. That looks like stones. That's not good. Nope. I wonder if I can make their height be 0.5. Actually, is that 1? Let's see. Okay, now I attack them. I guess entity height is 0.5. Yeah, it has to be 0. For now, at least. So what about color? Thinking of it, I should probably give the shrub a different sprite as well. Let's give the shrub this one. It's 169. Nice. Do I have that file open over there? Yup. Okay. Now, now for the color. Yeah, that's basically another trap. If it's this inconspicuous. And why is this still blue tinted? That's useless. Okay, I mean on the top left the colors are correct. So maybe I'll give it something more menacing. Well, I only really have these left. That's magenta and a green-blue. So that's pretty bad, but I can... Let's try 36. Don't know the mnemonic for it. But I could find that out. So yeah, this is a different color now. Should be okay. And let's make the just because I've saw it right now. The smoke particles. Are you kidding me? Okay, look. Let's make them less fast. And that is here. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, I don't have stationary enemies, but I have another type of trap. That's, I mean, it's much more versatile. I can really create situations with these. As opposed to an enemy that's just stands there and maybe shoots at you. Just to keep things dynamic. And yeah, I mean, that's another thing for the player to learn, which is good and bad. It's something to do, but it's also more friction to get into the game. But that's how it is, I guess. Okay. So stationary enemies is also done. Sleeping enemies. Yeah, let's recap. I need 2 flags. One on the entities, if they sleep at all. And actually a second one on them, if they are sleeping. Is that true? I think so. Object flags. Okay, how many have I left? Emits flames behaviors. I'm at 27 of 32. Okay, I might have to bump this to 64-bit, but that's fine. Maybe like that. So this makes it so by default everything sleeps at night. Is that a good idea? And what night is, I can define that, of course. I can say, okay, it's just 2 hours around midnight. Or I could say it's more than that. But that might be a good start. So let's see, what is nocturnal? Enemy. A wolf's nocturnal. don't think so. Deers definitely are. Actually, are they? Let's say deers and boars are pretty sure they're nocturnal. Oh, this is a fox now. Do I want a fox or a boar? I think I changed it because a B is so similar to D. Could make it P. It's just a pig. And then I can reuse this. I can use this in the wild and in domesticated settings. Does that make sense? Well, could do it the other way around as well. Then I have the bee problem. Let's just... Also, let's just... keep the boars. I mean, they are docile. You don't have to attack them. Turtle, I'll probably have to change that. Because the southern region looks way less exotic right now. Or tropical, but not exotic. And that's a rabbit. So what do I... What's another animal around here? It's squirrel. Okay, let's change lizard and turtle into rabbit and squirrel. Or is it a hare? Larger, faster, longer ears. So then it's a hare, of course. That gives it an H, which is fine. Squirrel is, those are not slow. But they're not nocturnal, I think. Okay, let's see. Object.c. Lizard became a hare. And turtle became a squirrel, but that's... let's swap this out. Something like that. And let's make this 10. Few less, a little bit less animals. Okay. Nocturnal. Wolves? Don't think so. Raptors? Don't think so. Spiders? Probably. Robbers? Arch? No. Undead? Pretty sure. Panther? Definitely. Bear? Don't think so. Well, actually, might be. So sleeping, we have the bear, the snake, the robber, the archer, the raptor, the wolf. I'm not sure if this is a good idea. I should maybe... add that flag on an individual basis, but let's try it this way. Okay, so we have the flags. Now in the behavior, if it's the turn, if it's the NPC's turn, and it has the, come on, sleep flag, then return. Don't do anything. But if it's not sleeping and it's not in combat, but it has the nocturnal flag, and it's night. That's how I check if it's night. That's messy. So if it's not in combat and it's not nocturnal. And it's night, then I should actually make this a function. Is night. What am I doing? Night being less than 0.5. Oh, okay, I get it. But wait. Does that make sense? Because it's cyclic. Oh god, oh god. Okay, let's scrap this. If daytime is less than 0.5, let's just trust this. I'll print the number in the UI later and then see what happens. So if it's not in combat, if it's not nocturnal and it's night, then go to sleep. Yeah, shouldn't be called this. Okay. So that takes care of that. That is, it's going to sleep if it's night, and it's sleeping, it's doing nothing. This does not handle waking up. So it never wakes up. But it should wake up. Well, should I reverse? Should I reverse that if it's day? All the nocturnal animals sleep at day. During the day. What's then sleeping? Spiders would be sleeping. I mean, they wake up if you get too near to them. Well, if I make Nocturnal animals sleep at day, then I have no way of having monsters that never sleep. Then it's always either or. What's the opposite of nocturnal? What's the word? Crepuscular. During the twilight period. Okay, that's another thing. Diurnal. Well, I'll never remember that, so that's not helpful. I mean, I like the idea of a panther sleeping in the day. I might actually have to add a third flag. That is, it sleeps. And then enemies without nocturnal or sleep flag are awake all the time. I think this is backwards. Let's remove the nocturnal flag. It's just too unintuitive. So it's some enemies sleep, so let's reverse this. This shadow, okay, go down here. It's just hanging around. So wolf sleeps, raptor sleeps, robber sleeps, spiders never sleep. Snakes sleep, probably. Scorpions don't, undead don't, panthers don't, but bears do. And here, well, rabbits should actually never sleep. Something like this maybe. Raptor. Yeah. And then here. Asleep, okay. And then if it has the sleep flag and it's night, then fall asleep. Wait. Okay, it was not nocturnal before. Okay. So back here. So we have sleeping, we have falling asleep, we don't have waking up, which is in game in the ping function. And so yeah, this is from the perspective of the enemy. If they attack the hero and if hero is in range and is in line of sight, then enter combat. So this is the essential part. Visibility. If the entity is asleep, and well, actually that's enough. If the entity is asleep, then visibility range is, what is this? Visibility 6. Let's make this so could either see 1 tile away or 2 tiles. Wake up if you get 1 tile. If you get directly near it or 1 tile away. Let's make 1 tile away. So that's 2 maybe. Manhattan distance 1, 1, 2, 2. Yeah, 2. And then here I remove the asleep flag. Actually down here I need, what was it? Entities. Yeah, this should work. So the hero pings the entity. If it's asleep, then it looks if the hero is really near. If he is, then it wakes up, enters combat. Here it checks if it's asleep. It's not anymore. it does the combat and then it goes away. Next time, or several turns later, it will come here again. It will see it's not asleep, but this time it's not in combat anymore. It will see that it's sleeping at night, and if it is night, then it goes to sleep again. So there's no random waking up. There's only waking up from the player or actually at daytime. I need to add that. I need to add waking up from it becoming day again. If clear but that also means that squirrels never wake up because they don't attack. They're not foes. Wait, actually, well, they don't wake up from the hero. They wake up when it's light. Should probably wake up if you hit them, so if damaged, this is spaghetti code. But yeah, alternative is signals or something crazy. So if it was damaged, and it's asleep, then wake it up. Still stuff lying around. This is now great. Completely forgotten. Lizard is now the hare. Turtle is a squirrel. Um, 897. Oh, yeah, that's stupid. Expected expression. What? Oh. Got it. Unused DT. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Okay, so I have no way of discerning whether an entity is asleep or not just by them not moving. So undead never sleep, and it's also not night, so. Maybe let's add the up particles first. Could have sworn it was there. I always search the emit function, but never get it. So if the entity is asleep, then emit how do I do this? I do have a letter, I think. Icon maybe. Tile index. Where's that coming from? Second to last. There's a line of particles. Okay, let's call it do I use icon anywhere? Yeah, here. But I want let's just make a new particle. Icon CCZ. See if that sticks. Yep. Actually don't like this because ZZZ is a mark for my code that says this is unfinished. But actually, I use these particles so seldomly, but they will register if I search for this. What is RIP? Particle types. Well, actually one icon there. So this is this icon. Then, well, I don't have scale. It's bad. Let's make it differently. Let's say in the turn here, emit a particle on your turn if you're sleeping. And that is icon EP E P Y entity layer height is same thing. Tile index is Z. Color is CS. Gray +1. Okay. That's a bit more interesting as well, maybe. Okay, I don't see anybody emitting Z's. I have to restart this way. Because the player has to remember that there's something happening there. Player has to remember which ones are asleep if there are multiple on screen. Okay, I think that wolf was asleep. just didn't see the particles. Might need to add this. Oh, there was some Z's there. Yeah, this is. What are they doing? These look bad, but they're there. Yeah, scorpions don't sleep. I mean, I could make it even more obvious by turning the sprite around. Okay, I mean, this would work if it was a little Z and it would take a long time to move up. So it works, but icon is bad. So I need to actually add a new particle type. Let's call it bubble. Let's use it immediately, and then in the particles, let's add it anywhere the icon was used. Was that not checked out? Okay. I should. Yeah, this needs to. Needs to be 10. And I should clean the build. So yeah, the Z's should be still be there, should look the same, but now I have different particle. So particles. Now I can check this out. So this is the update function. Let's look at the initialization function first. So let's set scale at 0.5. See what happens. And well, this is not that easy to test. Is this night? Okay, well, that was definitely night. I'm too lazy to fix the daytime. Oh, there are these. Okay. These are working, but they should move upwards. So, I mean, the scale is correct now. So I should add a... Could actually add... Where is it? The falling leaves. Could just reverse them. Shouldn't this go up? Down, I mean. Oh, okay, I get it. This is just X and Y. Z is somewhere else. It's here. One and two. And what is the lifetime? 7, okay. Let's make it 3. Okay, I mean, this looks cool. But there's a... There's a transparency bug. Somehow. And it needs to be faster. And this as well, maybe not as turbulent. And where does the transparency come from? It's this one times pi. So yeah, that's Why is that not causing problems? That's -1 to 1. No. Let's try it here. Okay, there's these flying. Still alpha stuff. Or is it? Well, I also don't like the swirl. Yeah, it shouldn't be triggered by moving. That's not good. See if it's really the alpha channel. Oh, looks like I saved these here. Good thing I saw them again. Well, actually not that important. Is that night? No. This is night. Thank you. Well, this has the side effect of showing where enemies are. So that's actually pretty bad. Let's remove the particles. Let's remove them. If I see an exit, I usually take it. Because when I come back, I have more information. So, no particles. For the sleeping state, the player just has to discern it from them not moving. But what I can do is add a so-and-so woke up message. So that is in game.c, the ping message. Ping message. Actually, that's not here. Oh yeah, it is here. Put message. Woke up. Do I add a period? I don't think so. And that is the entity's name. And it is, well, actually that's Yeah, I want it in the damage thing as well. Yeah. And I think that's it. I don't want a message if it just wakes up because it wakes up. Who cares? Bubbles. Put particle. Yeah, no particle. Seal ping. Okay. Still feel this is too dark, but read only. Okay. Let's look at that again. So here I tint everything blue, but I also desaturate. So that might actually be enough. Oh, come on. Restart. Give me night, please. Night. Serious. Okay, I think that completely removes the night effect. Yeah, this should be... Okay, that's crazy. What? Why have I just not written it? What? Looks like it. What did I do? Okay, there's the blue. I mean, it's not that dark with snow in it, but that's what I mean with juggling with the colors. Come on. You could do this for days. Just tweaking. I mean, this took most of the blue away, no? Let's add some blue back in. Blue back in. Is that better or is that the same as it was before? I have no idea. But yeah. Is game unlocked? I need render. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's test this some more during the night. Of course, there's only monsters that stay awake now, so I can't really test anything. Arachnid woke up. Where? What? Okay, that's interesting. No idea why. Where's the way going? The path. That's where I came from. Okay. There's the path. Oh, and it's day again. Bear woke up. Why are they waking up? So this vignette is definitely too tight. Can't see anything. And that is here. I mean, it's at 12. Daylight is at 17. Okay, it's really the light map. Okay, but this is better. Panther woke up. So do I not understand what Manhattan distance is? Okay, this wolf is sleeping. Two Manhattan distance would mean if I step down, it should wake up. It woke up and took a turn. So let's make it 1. Let's make the wake up distance 1. But does that mean Scorpion woke up? Don't get it. Why are they waking up? Okay, undeads should not wake up. They're not sleeping. So I think it's just the message is wrong. Oh, okay. So I have to do the check again. That's annoying. Oh, that's much darker. It might also be that my daytime is wrong. Let's actually add a test for that. That is in game. Already there, that's good. Heads up display. Then I'll just add the time formatted, and that is, oh god, what was it? .2 something. Okay, 0.5, and it's getting darker. Oh, it's getting dark fast. So I might still have a test value in there. So yeah, 0.5 of course is then not midday, but it's twilight. Wait, is that? It's dusk or dawn, both of them, which is right now. Now it's going into the night, so everything should be asleep now. That is sleeping. Unless it's undead, of course. Yeah, so this squirrel is sleeping. And if I step near it, it should wake up. Oh, it's a serpent. Why is it red? That should be green. But this actually looks not bad. It really was just the logging was wrong. My assumptions about the daytime were correct. Now it's the dead of the night. I should see some sleeping enemies. Wait, do scorpions sleep? I think that one was just stuck. Okay, we're still at 0. Alarmingly, it did not go back up immediately. Oh, it does go back up now. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll have to test this today. But this is good progress for the stream. I've now achieved... Raptor woke up. Oh yeah, I have to be one near them. Well, if I destroy bushes around them, they should probably wake up. Anyways, I've acquired the ability to start with the next pass over the world. I'll do that today, the whole day, and report my results tomorrow. And after that, the gameplay should be much more interesting, much more catered to someone being there and playing it. And the next pass after that will be setting lore and locations. And after that, it's just polishing. So yeah, I'm pretty happy, especially that that Steam is so uncomplicated when it comes to binaries. And yeah, the next, not quite sure, 3 or 4 days will just be in the editor. Of course, if I find bugs, I fix them immediately. So that's always a thing. And I might need some things, some features. And if they're small, I'll just implement them for this pass of the world. But yeah, that's the current state. And yeah, I'll be off now, but I'll be back tomorrow. Thinking if I have anything else planned, but I don't think so. So yeah, so it'll be tomorrow, same time probably, and doing the situation pass over the world. All right, and thanks for everyone that wishlisted, for the comments on the shorts and videos. They've been all really nice and are a great source of motivation, of course. So thanks for watching those, and I'll make another short today, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right.